Sheer rock face at one end is the venue on match day 1 of Group E in the UEFA Cup. Braga against Portsmouth. Braga here as winners of last summer's Intertoto Cup. Pompey by virtue of winning their first FA Cup in England for 69 years last season. Well, Braga are relative European veterans, having played in UEFA competitions for 11 of the last 42 years, but for Portsmouth it is all brand new. Never before this season in their 110-year history have they played in a senior European competition. The Estadio Municipal is a unique venue. This is Portsmouth's second visit to Portugal this season. They beat Braga's near neighbours Vitória Guimarães in the first round by virtue of extra time. Two late Peter Crouch goals enough to send Pompey through to this group stage. It's far from full tonight. Pompey have brought a very large and vocal backing from the south coast of England. For this just their second ever European away day. The first, they hope, of many this season as they look to make a real impression in this, their first ever campaign in senior European competition. Braga will be in their traditional colours of red and white. They're known as the Arsenal Easters. They took Arsenal's colours many years ago as their own. Red shirts and white sleeves. Braga, one of 11 winners of the Intertoto Cup, beat Sivasspor of Turkey 5-0 across the two legs, then had to come through 2 rounds of qualifying in the UEFA Cup as well, seeing off Zrinski of Bosnia-Herzegovina and Artmedia Bratislava from Slovakia before they too reached the group stage to join Pompey. Braga have never beaten English opposition here in European competition as the two teams emerge into this Estadio Municipal. Pompey still living the European dream. I wonder how far they can go under Harry Redknapp this season. They dare to dream, so too do Braga, who've had a fairly wretched start to life in the Portuguese league this season. Just 1 win from their 5 games in the Superliga so far this campaign. As the two teams pose for the pre-match anthem and pre-match photographs, there is that sheer rock face ground built into a former quarry here in Braga. Plenty of big game experience in both teams, and not least Pompey. Big day for Glenn Littlelow, the former Reading player, and did his first European start for 12 years tonight. His last game for Glen Torin 12 years ago. This is the Braga side. The league started a new coach. Jorge Jesus has been poor. 2 changes from their last league game. Nuno Freixo, the club captain, comes in for João Pereira, and Mateus, a Brazilian, comes in for Cesar Peixoto. Cameroon's Albert Mayonga, only one of 2 league scorers this season. A hat-trick scorer here in the last round against Slovakia's Artmedia Bratislava in a 4-0 home win. Referee is from Slovenia, Darko Šeferin. Last season he oversaw Braga's 1-1 group stage draw at Bolton Wanderers. Well, Pompey 3 games unbeaten, 7th in the English Premier League, and beat Braga's neighbours Vitória Guimarães in the last round. Ben Johnson's replacement by Herman Hreiderson, the only change from the weekend's draw at Aston Villa, in which Sean Davis was sent off. Peter Crouch scored twice against Guimarães. He and Sol Campbell have played in Champions League finals for Liverpool and Arsenal, respectively, in recent seasons. It is a unique venue, but Pompey are full of belief, and who can blame them? Won their first major trophy last season for nigh on 70 years. Maybe James playing his 30th game in UEFA competition tonight. Pompey's player of the season for the last 2 years. Number 2 there is Alberto Rodriguez, a Peruvian international. There was a slight doubt for this game for Braga. Jorge Jesus is the new coach of this year. They got through 3 coaches last season in their ultimate 7th place finish. Sol Campbell has been there and done it all before in European competition, of course, with Arsenal. Only Harry Redknapp's 13th game in Europe in his 25-year managerial career. As said, Darko Šeferin of Slovenia is the man in charge of tonight's game. Relative rookie on the European stage, the referee. Eyes on Renteria. And Albert Mayong will get this game underway for the home team, Braga. Well, here we go. Pompey's second European game away from home is their second 2 in Portugal. It saw off Braga's near neighbours Vitória Guimarães after extra time in round 1. As Herman Reidarson throws in here for Pompey. This is Armand Traoré playing as a left winger today. Those Arsenal-esque shirts at Braga, the Arsenalistas they call them. That's their nickname here. This is Noé Pamaro for Pompey. Goes Vandinho for Braga. Pamaro goes in strong and goes in too strong. Jermaine Defoe too. Jermaine Defoe is in prolific form with 6 league goals this season. Just Amir Zaki of Wigan has got more goals in the Barclays Premier League so far this season. That was Pamaro's challenge, and Defoe comes in as well. The price of one almost. The final challenge was on the Uruguayan Luis Aguiar by Jermaine Defoe. Reidarson to Crouch. What can Braga build here? Vandinho. Only 1 or 2 free kicks have been won. Alan was the player found this time, the one-time FC Porto midfielder. Just 1 league win so far for Braga. They are only 4 places off the bottom of the Portuguese Superliga after 5 matches. Heavy weather too of 3rd Division Chavez in the cup at the weekend. Here's Alan. Alan's ball pulled back and a shooting chance on here, and the first attempt on goal of the night is in the end dragged well wide of goal by Luis Aguiar of Uruguay. Aguiar's shot was in the end pulled, 6 yards wide of David James' posts. Worth a go though. First glimpse of goal for either team. Almost 2 minutes in. James away towards Crouch, who flicks on here for Defoe. Now Little. Little robbed by Vandinho. Albert Mayong, who has been in good form for Braga this season. One of very few have been. Straight by Sol Campbell here. Just lets in Razon Renteria, the Colombian striker. Traoré. Game has a good tempo so far, a fast-paced start here in Braga. This is Moisés, a Brazilian. Vandinho towards Razon Renteria. He's there for Pompey. Sean Davis, now Papa Bouba Diop. And Diop is out-muscled and then fouled by Luis Aguiar. He's been a busy presence so far for Braga. Bouba Diop is such a big man, they put in the wardrobe, and for good reason. Sylvain Distin for Pompey. Armand Traoré. Edison. Distin. Traoré. About to score a senior goal, the unknown Arsenal man. Here's Luis Aguiar. And control was the best. Sean Davis able to nip in there for Pompey. The red card at Villa at the weekend. Sean Davis for 2 yellow cards. Here's Aguiar again. Alan. Renteria was the potential shot option. Here's Aubameyang and Aguiar again. This is Evaldo. Giving away Aubameyang here for Bouba Diop, and now Jermaine Defoe. With him is Peter Crouch. Defoe will twist and turn and shimmy here. He's away from Van Dinia. It's Jermaine Defoe still, super run to Traoré, and his ball fizzed in and wide of Eduardo's goal. Looking for his first ever senior goal, but all made here by the endeavour and industry of Jermaine Defoe. Took on and beat 3 Braga players and then played the ball square, and the shot in the end was well wide of Eduardo's goal. On the first corner of the game for Portsmouth though, which is whipped in now towards Sol Campbell. Eduardo's fumble, Hreiderson back in there, and Defoe looked offside, and Jermaine Defoe was offside, but Eduardo there did come and flap and flail. Maybe a weakness in the air there for Braga, which he may well exploit. It was a total flap by Eduardo, and by Hreiderson could clearly offside Jermaine Defoe. He came and saw and was nowhere near conquering. This stand clear. This is Crouch on the chest. This breaks to Alan though for Braga. Alan still. Sean Davis able to come away. Davis again. Towards Defoe, it's Evaldo. Sean Davis. Aubameyang for Braga. There's a really good feel to it so far. It's high studs from Bouba Diop here, free kick, yellow card as well for the Senegalese. Now there on Mateus. Bouba Diop becomes the first to be cautioned in this game. It's a challenge on the young Brazilian. And the Scots were raised for sure, and yellow card for Senegal. This will be a goal which beat France at the World Cup in 2002, and this has given Braga a free kick in what could be a promising position for them. David James has to be on his mettle here. We'll have 2 potential striking the ball. One is Luis Aguiar, the Uruguayan. Looks the most likely Aspen stand here. We are poised. It's Aguiar's free kick, which is coming in, and Braga lead. A magnificent goal from Luis Aguiar, and Braga, less than 8 minutes in, have got the breakthrough goal. It was a stunning free kick after. Scorcher, and the home team are the first to show with a wonderful goal from Luis Aguiar. James just could not get across to make the save here. It is a stunning start from the home team, and for Luis Aguiar. Well, Braga with the breakthrough. Luis Aguiar. Pompey have to come from behind here in just their second ever foreign trip in European competition. Ball came from Papa Bouba Diop's foul on the Braga man. And to use the player fouled, and foul punished in emphatic fashion by Luis Aguiar. So a test of Pompey then, a test of their relative new European credentials, having to come from behind here in Portugal. Stunning goal to fall behind 2. Here's Crouch. Turned away by Nuno Fresher. Sean Davis. Whistle's gone here for a Portsmouth free kick. Taken short to Sean Davis and now Noé Pamarot. Davis for Sylvain Distin. The home fans are in fine voice here as well. They may be. It's Armand Traoré for Pompey. His cross fizzed in towards Crouch, but taken by Eduardo at chest height. That's on Renteria's run. This is Renteria, and still Distin's challenge was on Renteria. Still here for Braga though. Back to Alan. Alan, he's done well here. His pullback as well, and the shot comes in, which David James is able to get his body behind. It is Braga's brighter start so far. One goal, a free kick from Luis Aguiar. This is Noé Pamarot towards the telescopic Peter Crouch. Crouch was the hero in the last round in Portugal. 2 goals in extra time to see off Vitória Guimarães, who are the local rivals of Braga. Moisés did leap with the arm there. This was Alan's skill to take on Hreidarson. The shot from Vandinho was in the end easy for David James to get behind. Crouch in there, Defoe as well. Pompey's corner. Eduardo's flapping again. Fresho heads clear. Another corner, but once again for the second time in succession, Eduardo, the Braga goalkeeper, was all at sea from a crossed-in ball, which he should really have claimed. And twice now he's come for corners and hasn't got there at all. And Diop's challenge was certainly fair and square. There was maybe a hint of an arm across him, but nothing untoward in the eyes of the referee. This ball again, I suspect, will be played right onto the goalkeeper to test him again. Here it comes in towards Hreidarson. Pamarot's drive was rather wild and rather wayward. Jorge Jesus has seen his side strike first through Luis Aguiar here. This is a terrific free kick. Lots of bend and swerve, which had David James well beaten. England's goalkeeper had no answer. Eduardo has looked shaky so far for Braga. It's been kind as well. Evaldo. Pamarot's foul on Albert Mayong. One of only 2 players to have scored league goals for his team this season. Only 3 goals in the Portuguese league in 5 matches. They are in the 16-team league 12th, finished 7th last season, 28th in the Premier League last campaign. We qualify for this as winners of the FA Cup against Cardiff back in May. Good game so far this, though Pompey will hope for better. Moisés with the header clear for Braga. Hreidarson does have a long throw in his locker. And towards Crouch here, it's Fresho away. A try for Armand Hreidarson. Shortly to Traoré and back for Sean Davis. Diop. Saul Campbell back for David James, and Pompey's attacking impetus has rather fizzled out here from that attack. It's back with James. Crouch, header on here for Traoré. A claim handball, referee says play on. Mateus. Evaldo. Under the watchful eyes of his coach. Mateus finds Aguiar. Eduardo, the goalkeeper, a more routine touch this time. He's looked shaky from crosses though thus far, which I'm sure will not have escaped the attention of Harry Redknapp. This is Mayong. Mayong's gone for the return pass. Here's Alan. Nuno Fresher. Fandinho given away. Mateus for Braga. Overlapping is Evaldo. This is Luis Aguiar. He does well. It's Mayong given away there to Papa Bouba Diop. And now the break is on for Pompey with Jermaine Defoe. Sean Davis takes over here. Traore. Traore's done really well here. And he's stopped by Fandinho, who was alive and alert to the danger. The veteran Fandinho, 30, 4 years with Braga. Alan. This is Mayong given away though, and Pamaro can get Pompey moving again. Defoe inside once. Inside is Glenn Little here. Little will to take and tease Evaldo. Little's cross, and this time the cross is taken. Crouch wants the ball arced out more towards him than towards the goalkeeper's gloves. That's Campbell's header. Mateus. This is Alberto Rodriguez of Peru. He was back for this game with a injury he got in the cup game of the weekend against Chavez from the 3rd division. It was a late penalty from Mayong, which saw off the part-timers of Chavez. The form has been far from convincing so far in the Portuguese season. Braga. This is Sean Davis up to Jermaine Defoe. Little wants and gets here. And Pamaro is moved aside by Evaldo. Free kick to Portsmouth in what could be a good situation for them here. Evaldo, a Brazilian left back, former league winner with FC Porto, though he was never really a first teamer at the Estadio do Dragão. Little with the free kick here for Pompey. It was a surprise signing from Reading in the summer on a free transfer. Little's crossing towards Crouch here. Crouch does rise well as he may at 6'7". Peeled away from Fandinho here. And a good connection as well. He had inches to spare over Fandinho. Pompey are missing some key players here. Lassana Diarra, who scored their first ever European goal against Tori Guimarães, and Nico Cranch are injured as well, and Younes Kaboul too. So 3 first teamers who would normally be regular starters are absent here. Braga too are missing their Austrian striker Roland Lintz is injured, and also George, the regular captain, is injured as well, long term for Braga. Braga reached the knockout phase last season and lost to Werder Bremen, and the year before reached the last 16 before losing to Spurs. Spurs won here 3-2. They've never beaten English opposition here. There's Crouch. Luis Aguiar half away. And for Braga's 4 home defeats in Europe, 3 have come against English teams. This is Mateus with a good run, and he's been brought down by Diop, has he? Referee says no this time. Braga's 4 European home defeats, 2 against Spurs and 1 against West Bromwich Albion. On top of last season's defeat here to Werder Bremen. Renteria and Mayong combine well. Renteria last season was on loan from Porto at Strasbourg in France, where he was top scorer, but also was relegated last season from League One, and at this time by Porto to a club closer to home in Braga. So Jordan on the right, and On the left, the Pompey manager, Harry Redknapp, relative rookie at European level, despite his 61 years and 25 years in management, only his 13th game in European competition tonight, Harry Redknapp. And he said this week he quite fancies signing David Beckham on loan for the rest of the season, if LA Galaxy will allow him to come, and if he doesn't sign for AC Milan. This was Diop's challenge on Mateus, which sent the Brazilian plummeting. Diop on a yellow card already, of course. Here's Crouch. Alan. Now it's Evaldo. I see John Utaka, I think, coming on for Pompey. An early change enforced on the away team. Utaka, I guess, would be most likely to come on for Little if that is the change which is going to be made. There is Utaka on the touchline, and this, meanwhile, is Mateus for Braga. Through the legs of Pamaro. Into rear, stopped in the end by Sean Davis. Here's Little coming off and Utaka coming on. Mix there on Pamaro. Utaka on for Little, and an early change by Pompey. This is Evaldo. This ball square. Back on here for Luis Aguiar. Guinea is the holding man. He'll sit back and cushion the back four for Braga. It's Moises. It's on by Aubameyang. Braga 1, Pompey 0 here. It's been a rocky start in this rocky stadium for Portsmouth, with that sheer rock face at one end. The Stadio Municipal in Braga was a venue for European Championships of, what, 4 years ago. Crouch. He does well, Crouch here. Close control, but he's held it by Rodriguez, and then the free kick given. Crouch. And Aguiar square up here. It's a height differential there for sure. Yellow card for Peter Crouch as well, the second probably man to be cautioned by Darko Sheffirin so far. I know Crouch feels he is hard done by sometimes by European referees who aren't used to his size and physicality. And he wins the ball. It's from behind, I guess, the tackle, and says he won the ball. Yellow card joining Diop in the notebook of the Slovenian. Pompey 7th in the Barclays Premier League as things stand. They had a fairly shaky start because of the fixtures. They had first game away at Chelsea, second game at home to Manchester United, so their first 2 games were against the champions and runners-up of last season. They have since recovered from their first 2 defeats to number 7. They are 3 games unbeaten in the Premier League. 0-0 draw at Aston Villa on Saturday last. And Sean Davis was sent off. And by Ryderson for Traore here. Ryderson, his cross in towards Crouch. Connection wasn't really the most meaty from Crouch. They take an easy one for Eduardo. That's on Renteria, just tumbles for Braga. Through for Ryderson. Alan is with him, and that goes the way of Alan and the way of Braga. And signals a knock in the face from the Icelander. Maybe has a case as well. Madison, who 7 years ago was part of an Ipswich Town team who had a home win against Inter Milan in this competition before losing the return at the San Siro. Pompey are Ryderson's 6th English club in a long and productive career. Since leaving IBV in his homeland in the mid-90s. This is Alberto Rodriguez. Crouch will apply the pressure. He's a physical defender, is Ryderson. Shake of the head there from Harry Redknapp. Really holding on here to Alan. No complaints really. Braga's goal came from set a little closer to David James's goal. Renteria and Albert Mayong are the furthest two forward here, as you'd expect for Braga. Aguiar lurks on the edge as well. And Fresho, the captain, forward too. It'll be Matthäus over this one, I think. 40 metres from David James's goal. Matthäus goes short for Aguiar. Alan with Haridason. Good start by Jorge Jesus' men. He has said, given their poor league start, he will prioritise this UEFA Cup for them. That last 16, 2 years ago, when they lost to Spurs, was their furthest ever they've been in their 11 European campaigns in 42 years. Braga. Rodriguez away here. This is Vandinho. Matthäus with a good touch for Evaldo. Matthäus has made the run. No mistake here, might let in Matthäus again. David James will come to meet him. Diop. Now Sylvain Distin. Matchday 1 this of UEFA Cup Group E. Knocked on by Defoe for Traore. Fresho's throw for Braga towards Alan. It's met by Haridason. Sent back in there by Mayong up towards Renteria. Pompey really haven't got going so far this evening. Papabou Diop here with the handball. They are giving away some free kicks in this game, Portsmouth. It will be a concern for sure for Harry Redknapp. So for Jorge Jesus, as I say, they had 3 coaches last season, Braga. It was an unsettled club, but Jesus is the new man in charge. Here comes the cross in towards Matthäus, turned away by Noé Pamaro. Now Utaka can to get Pompey going again. Utaka drops his shoulder and looks to go the long way round. Evaldo for Matthäus, Brazilian for Brazilian. Alan. A good side, Braga. Pompey's spies have said they are a better side than Vitória Guimarães, who they beat in the last round. And so that is proving to be the case. They look a very useful outfit, Braga. Very much Euro savvy, having won this competition for the last 2 seasons. Themselves do have players who have played in Europe with previous clubs, David James among them. Aguiar's free kick for Fresho. Alan for Luis Aguiar, early cross and Distin away rather nervily for Portsmouth. Not looking too assured at the moment of the back, Pompey. Given a fairly rough ride by Aguiar, Alan and Mayong and Renteria. Here is Suarez and Renteria. It's a long throw from Fresho. Albert Mayong goes behind. Mayong earned his former club Belenenses a 6-point deduction last season because he broke FIFA rules in playing for 3 clubs in one campaign. His coach, by the way, was Jorge Jesus at Belenenses last season. He's travelled man who's had spells in Spain. Mayong, and here's Jermaine Defoe, and Eduardo foils him. There was no flag. It would have counted there for Defoe. He was clean through, and here he is again. Sean Davis, that was by far the best Portsmouth chance so far, and Eduardo, who looks shaken, crosses there, has shown himself to be fairly adept shot stopper. And what a chance that was for Portsmouth and for Jermaine Defoe, and what a save from Eduardo here. And he looks offside at the first instance, and he's onside there, but this is a good save. Eduardo comes and spreads himself and just blocks it away. Sean Davis to Herman Hreidissen. They have had a good side of goal, Pompey, but they haven't taken it. Hreidissen. Here's Crouch. On for Jermaine Defoe again. It's Defoe, angle tight, and Eduardo again is there to foil him. Well, Defoe now with 2 clear sights of the Braga goal and 2 good saves by Eduardo. This was the first. This was the second. A good knockdown from Crouch, and Defoe ran on, and the angle closing. Eduardo makes another fine save. Defoe twice denied. Pompey corner deflects. Come out to Utaka. There's Mayong. Utaka. This is Mateus. Has to release Mayong down the middle. Distan towards Crouch. Here's Defoe again. Evaldo away for Braga. Pompey do have a big league game coming this weekend. They're at home to Fulham. With stakes, it's league points at stake in the Premier League. They don't have Lassana Diarra fit for that one, and Nico Kranjčar isn't too far away either. 3 big players they're missing. Those 2. This is Sean Davis for them. Now Hreidissen. Again, of course, a replay of the final game of last season, which Fulham secured their Premier League status with a 1-0 win at Pompey. Now it's 1-0 to Braga. Luis Aguiar. Now it's Rodriguez across to Nuno Freixo. Freixo with the armband onto Moises, and in turn for Rodriguez, Braga content here to just play keep ball across their own back 4. Mateus. Here's Diop. Rodriguez, Diop again. Such a big man, Diop, and Aguiar has fouled him this time. Takes some stopping, does Papa Bouba Diop. This is Noé Pamaro. Defoe has made the lightning dash here. Jermaine Defoe for Peter Crouch. He's a goal kick only. 1 or 2 brighter signs for Pompey in the last 5 minutes or so. Defoe getting involved more, and here he looked to find Peter Crouch. Across came Nuno Freixo though to stop him. It does come off Crouch, the final touch. It was the right call to give a goal kick only. This is Pompey's first European campaign in their 110-year history. These are happy years, good years for Portsmouth. They're in their 6th successive year in the Premier League, and won their first FA Cup for 69 years last season. They have twice won the league in England, but not since 1950. They're back champions in 49 and 50, but it's a long time ago. Braga have never won the Portuguese title. Only one major honour, the Portuguese Cup, back in 1966. In by Distan here towards Crouch. Here's Utaka. Defender is Rodriguez. He clears well. In there by Pamaro for Crouch. For John Utaka. Davis is offside in the middle. Utaka. Utaka's ball in, and Eduardo able to make a fairly routine catch. A poor cross from Utaka in truth there for Portsmouth, with 3 in the middle to find. It is a good open contest though, this so far. This is Wazon Renteria. Handball holds him off, but Renteria doing the fouling. Sylvain Distan. Lots of Newcastle and of Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City. This was the foul by Renteria on Sol Campbell. Scored 9 league goals for Strasbourg in their relegation year last season. There's Freixo with the header away. Renteria for Mayong. Good, Renteria fouled this time. There will be no card this time from the referee, but Mason Renteria is injured. It was Diop again, and he has to be very careful. He's on a yellow card, and that's his third indiscretion since the card as well. He's walking a mighty fine line, is Papa Bouba Diop, and that will be on the mind, I'm sure, of his coach. It was given for the kick on the ankle, not the arm in the face, by the way. It was unintentional. Mondinho. It's Nuno Fresho for Braga, who have the lead thanks to a Luis Aguiar free kick. Here's Vandinho towards Alan. It's about Herida since then. Back in there by Sean Davis for Pompey. Eduardo with two smart saves to keep out Jermaine Defoe in this first half. Played long by Eduardo this time. Towards Mason Renteria, met by Sylvain Distin. It has been a long break since their last league game, Braga. Back on the 6th of October they last played in the Portuguese Superliga. A scoreless draw in the derby with Vitória Guimarães. The last game was at the weekend in the Cup against Chaves. Luis Aguiar. This is Mateus. He's away from Pamaro here. In by Mateus and met by Sylvain Distin. It's a foul there given away. It's a free kick again for Braga here. And Sol Campbell the guilty man this time, and Campbell the captain gets a stern talking to. Mateus the injured man. Campbell here goes in. He is from behind. It is a studs up challenge as well from the Pompey skipper. He was overstretching here, Sol Campbell. They have given away too many free kicks in these positions in this first half, Portsmouth. Mateus fouled 3 times in this first half now. Inside the last 10 minutes of the first half as well. Renteria and Mayong, the two spearheads in there really for Braga. In front two, joined by a further 4 bodies. Luis Aguiar in, comes off Sol Campbell, and it is behind. James, I think, wanted it, but he took it away from his goalkeeper. Aguiar's ball in, and David James was going to claim it, but communication breakdown from the two veterans. James 38 and Sol Campbell now 34. He's an old Portsmouth side. Person 2 is 34 and Distin 30. He's gone off 33. It's a short corner this time for Braga. Comes out to the tricky Alan. It's a disappointing cross. A good first half, but not Harry Redknapp's first half thus far. Says he'd love to sign David Beckham. So with most managers, though. Traore, after a bright start, has rather faded, the teenager. He's the youngest man in the Pompey lineup today, at 19. Pamaro. Already this is Braga's 7th European tie this season. Played 2 Intertoto games against Sivasspor of Turkey and 2 rounds of 2 legs in this competition too against Zrinski of Bosnia-Herzegovina and Armedia Bratislava of Slovakia. In the previous 6, by the way, they've yet to concede a goal. They've scored 14 in those 6 games too. They have been prolific in the UEFA competitions this season, but not so in the Portuguese league. Here's Renteria. Distin away. Yeah, maybe a lack of communication, Distin points out at David James. It hasn't been a good first half for Portsmouth by any stretch. And Nuno Fresho throwing here for Braga. Serve Red and white shirts in the middle as well for them to find. Aubameyang, little back heel for Alan. Alan was holding off Hariderson unfairly, free kick to Pompey this time. Well, Braga in the build-up to this game labelled Portsmouth as being typically British in the way they play, but I guess they mean with the tall striker in Peter Crouch. Here's Utaka. On for Defoe. Gets away from Rodriguez, and Sean Davis will look to open the play up to Armand Traoré. Traoré's cross, and just played away there by Braga, who have defended well. Vandinho was there with the touch to clear this time. Braga's rivals Guimarães have been helping Pompey this week. Pompey have trained at the Guimarães training ground for the last couple of days. Away by Sol Campbell. And a foul on Aubameyang, and there are the Pompey fans who made the journey. A fair few of them too have made the trip to Portugal. There is foul on Aubameyang. It's a Nuno Fresho free kick into the feet of Meyong. His layoff for Alan. Alan's got lovely close control. This is Vandinho. Has to find Aguiar. Traoré does well. Hariderson. Crouch. Hariderson. Crouch scored the 2 goals which saw off Guimarães in the last round. This, of course, is the first of the group games. So away goals don't really count in this context. Here's Crouch with the header on towards both Utaka and Defoe. It has been their approach so far. The long ball to Crouch, and Defoe looking to feed off the knockdowns, but it hasn't been too productive thus far. Here's Wazon Renteria. Matthews. Poor control, it lets in Pamaro here for Portsmouth. Now on to Armand Traoré. Papa Bouba Diop. The pass that rather sums up the Portsmouth first half so far. Not going to plan. Ground far from full, but lots of noise being made in the Estadio Municipal. 7th last year, and before that they had back-to-back 4th place finishes in the Super League in Portugal. Braga, they are very much an established force in the top division. 35 successive seasons now in Portugal's top division. But they've never won the league. Here's Matthews. Away by Sylvain Distin, only as far away though as Wazon Renteria. Now it's Evaldo. Evaldo's pass. There's Campbell with Meyong, and Meyong has fouled Sol Campbell. Away form was Pompey's strongest hand last season. They won 9 times away from home in the English Premier League. That was the best outside the top 4. Just the 1 league away win so far this season. Everton back in August. Here's Traoré. The 1 European away game was a 2-2 draw with Guimarães, of course. This is Traoré. Looking at Hariderson. Fresho's challenge. Braga's biggest home European loss was against Spurs in 1984, here by 3 goals to 0. Hariderson. They don't lose many at home in Europe, do Braga, just 4 in 42 years. Towards Utaka here. Sent back in there by Pamaro. Crouch. Utaka for Defoe. Bit of a slice here. Here's Crouch. Eduardo this time was much more decisive and able to punch the ball away. Had to climb high there, the goalkeeper did well. Good fist away here, got good distance and purchase to concede the throw. Final half minute of the normal time in this first half now. Braga 1, Portsmouth 0. Luis Aguiar free kick. It's a long throw from Pamaro. Helped on by Haridason for Crouch here. Haridason! Whistle's gone. Crouch penalised. Frustration on the face of Peter Crouch, who, as I say, does feel he does get the thin end of the wedge in Europe sometimes with the referees. Not used to his presence and physical style. Doesn't do much wrong there, Crouch, for me. Out of time now as well at the end of this first half, and Braga with that 1-goal advantage. Rivaldo here for Alberto Rodriguez. Part of Peru's team who've had a really shocking World Cup qualifying campaign so far. Chase on here for Alan with Haridason. Alan's been a busy presence in this first half of Braga, hasn't he? He's done really well, the one-time Porto man. Aguiar's free kick, the only goal so far. What's been an open first half, a good first half. Flo has been Pompey's most dangerous man thus far. Campbell for Diston. It's the time for one late Pompey chance in his first half. It's Armand Traore. Sean Davis for Jermaine Defoe. Haridason got there ahead of Alan. It's a rather veteran Pompey team tonight. But their fans are certainly enjoying themselves, even if the team aren't really performing so far. Fresho's throw for Braga. Haridason again comes off Fandinho here for Albert Mayong. He goes down. Davis up to Utaka. Is there time in this first half still for Pompey, I wonder? It's on here to Traore. In the middle is Crouch and Defoe and Davis. It's Traore's cross, comes off Fresho and behind for a corner. And this might just be the final chance of the first half for either team. Can Pompey find a leveller? Right on the whistle. There's a check of the watch from Darko Shefarin. One final first half hurrah, maybe. It's Sean Davis with a corner. Eduardo with a punch away. Here's Noé Pamaro. Alan will clear, and there is the whistle to end the first half, which belongs to Braga. The home team got the early goal, a free kick from Luis Aguiar, which fair flew past David James. One or two unhappy Pompey players with their first half display and the way things have gone for them so far. Aguiar's got the goal, the only goal. A stunning free kick too. Pompey's two best chances came and went for Jermaine Defoe, twice forcing fine saves from Eduardo in the Braga goal. But the half-time score here is Braga 1, Portsmouth 0.
Keep up to date with all things football. James Richardson presents the Friday Football Show, right here on Setanta Sports.
The first name these days, of course, on England fans' lips.
We'll preview the weekend's fixtures, as well as special interviews with your favourite stars. Your football weekend starts here.
Might as well sit down and enjoy the ride.
Who knows what we'll have to talk about?
I am your father.
Every Saturday at 7 p.m. exclusively on Setanta Sports. Setanta Sports brings you unrivaled access to the English and European champions from MUTV. See all the action as United defend their Premier League and Champions League crowns.
That's what makes him special.
Follow all the news from the inside with live from Old Trafford, plus club features and player profiles throughout the season. MUTV, exclusive to Setanta Sports.
A new era on Setanta Sports.
What a strike!
There's a lot of football on Setanta Sports.
Magnificent!
There's one place you won't see this. Or this. Or this. What you will see is good, honest, British football. The Blue Square Premiere, live and exclusive on Setanta Sports. This November on Setanta Sports, England face the Pacific Islanders, the Springboks and the All Blacks live from Twickenham. The Haymaker David Hay begins his quest to become heavyweight champion live from London. Plus international football as England take on Germany, Greece meet Italy and Brazil face Portugal. The FA Cup, the UEFA Cup and the Copa Sudamericana. This November on Setanta Sports.
Welcome to I'm on Setanta Sports. So many people are doing it on me now that they are starting up the websites about me. Here is one, there it is, started by Silvio, who is the webmaster controlling insane amount of traffic into me. Do it. Also, many emails about England's success with Kazakh and Belarus. Very nice. Andy from Berkshire says, Jose, do you think the boy Rooney has upped his game since shaving his head and growing beard? Yes, Andy. I think it has also improved his performance on this show, as you will see. One in from Melissa in Connecticut. She says, hi, Jose. You make me feel so special. Very nice, Melissa. Can you ask the boy to explain the word he says, which sounds like I say Ned? Very good, Melissa. Wayne, do it.
Wayne's word, excellent, party time. Well.
Sned, to be tricked, duped, or caught in the act, while metaphorically offside, to be found out or rumbled, e.g. when Mr. Wenger was caught by the special one spying on his training sessions, he was in effect a Sned.
Very good, Wayne. Now,
well, what about all these?
Not now, Sven. One from Salvatore in Milan says, Ciao, Jose. Having you in Italy has truly brought us back to the days of the great emperors. Shut up, Christians. The news. Uncertainty surrounds the future of it, the manager of Mexico, after shock 1-0 defeat to Jamaica. Details are sketchy about reasons for defeat, but new information, which has just come into hands of Amon Setanta Sports, can now shed dramatic new light on the issue.
Well, what new light?
It's a camera phone clip from a man called Winston.
No, not Winston. I told him.
Do it.
Well, a buffalo soldier.
Do it again, Svenman.
Well, look at me. I'm the special one. Shut up, Winston.
Meanwhile, despite world economic meltdown, sales of I'm on Setanta Sports merchandise continue to go through the roof after success of my latest product. Do it. Get your Jokeneer ringtones now. Just text the word, I am the interim manager at Newcastle for the time being, to our number. Text A to get,
answer your phone.
Text B to get,
you have a message, you.
Text C to get,
leave a message after the bleep.
Calls are special premium rate and may not last till the end of the season. Very nice.
Well, what about these emails? I have been waiting.
Not now, Sven. Phones? Line 1?
Yeah, I'd just like to say you are bang out of order, mate.
About what, caller?
That dog and bone stuff, mate. Not on.
What? Dog? Line 2?
Yeah, alright, Joe. Alright then, mate.
Yeah, I got to agree with Joe, mate.
Cheers,
You've
mate.
got it right, Gregory.
Who is Gregory?
Too much bunny, mate.
Too much bunny.
Bunny? What bunny? Line 3?
All right, then.
All right, Vinny.
All right, Vinny, my son. All right, Joe. All right.
I think I am in the movie of the Guy Ritchie.
Shut it, you Perry.
I am not Perry. I am the special one.
Oi, I'm going to rearrange your boat, mate. Yeah, do a job on his boat,
Yeah, his boat, Vinny.
I do not have a boat.
Shut it, you piece.
Shut up, Vinny. No more calls.
Now, what about all these emails that you are conveniently ignoring?
What are you doing with all this babbling, Sven?
Well, babbling. Jim in Doncaster says, Jose, have you lost your touch? Is Capello taking over? Rita in Bognor Regis says, Jose, you are not as special as before. Sully in Nairobi, Jose, is Capello rotating you?
Of course not. Haven't you heard what's happening next week?
What is happening next week?
You haven't seen Newsflash?
What Newsflash?
This Newsflash? I'm on Setanta Sports has announced very special debate happening next week on this show to be moderated by the boy Rooney.
What?
Next week, I'm on Setanta Sports. The great debate. Jose, Fabio, face to face. Something's got to give. You vote, you decide.
Be champions.
Scottish Premier live on Setanta Sports.
It's Kenny Miller now!
First up, Walter Smith takes his Rangers side to Hamilton to take on the Ackies.
And a stunning goal for Hamilton Ackies.
And then Hibernian travel to Celtic Park as they go head-to-head with the champions.
Again he scores!
Scottish Premier League, this weekend, exclusively live on Setanta Sports. Serie A, all season long on Setanta Sports. We bring you coverage from 2 games every week, plus all the weekend's action in our highlights show every Monday at 8 p.m. Serie A, all season long on Setanta Sports. German football, live and exclusive on Setanta Sports.
Sensational!
Our unrivaled coverage brings you the best action from the top teams in the Bundesliga and all the excitement from the German Cup, plus our highlight show every Tuesday at 9:30 p.m.
Fabulous goal!
German football, all season long on Setanta Sports.
Who are you? Wake up! Don't just sit there falling asleep. You've got to get involved. Boxing's about passion. I want to see some movement. What are your feet doing? Look at me, look at me. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this next round?
Yeah!
Easy, easy. Save something for the fight. Come on now, shift over. Shift over now. That's it.
Steve Bunce's Boxing Hour, Friday nights on Setanta Sports. The FA Cup, exclusively live on Setanta Sports. With more coverage than ever before, direct from the UK. Follow the excitement of the oldest cup competition in world football. From the first round, all the way to the Wembley final.
What a dramatic moment in FA Cup history!
The FA Cup, exclusively live on Setanta Sports.
This will be one of the biggest loads to go out.
I guess you could say it's a milestone.
We're testing ice today.
I figure I can survive another month.
and we're going to live to see another day.
Ice is going to crack.
The new season, Ice Road Truckers, Monday, 8:30, Fox 8.
Welcome to Football Matters. Football Matters here, bringing you the very last word on the weekend's action.
I don't care, just get rid of it.
That's brilliant. Very good. Man United always seem to get their way, though. Amazing how they manage.
Who wrote the foreword to your book, Graham?
Sir Alex Ferguson.
Categorically steer. I've never used the sunbed in my
Yeah,
life.
you're a liar.
Now, we're not all talk here on Football Matters. There's plenty of action, too.
Money does bring success.
Crashing down to earth like Russell Grant on a bungee.
How cool is that?
Football Matters, Tuesday nights on Setanta Sports.
But they've yet to really find a way through this Braga defence. Twice they forced good saves from Eduardo in the Braga goal. Rodriguez and co at the back have stood pretty firm for the team of currently in the bottom four in Portugal. Only 5 points off the bottom of the Superliga. They were impressive in that first half, and his goal was the difference so far. Luis Aguiar was a gem of a free kick as well, which had David James beaten all ends up. Darko Sheffield is the referee, and On his say-so now, we get the second half in motion at the Estadio Municipal. Here's Armand Traoré for Pompey with an early surge in this second half. Looks to find a way through towards Crouch, but nothing doing here. Towards Wazon Renteria. This is Nadir Belhaj, who's come on for Pompey at half-time, the Algerian on this left-hand side. Looks like he's on for Herman Hreiderson. Here's Jermaine Defoe. Flag up against Defoe. Maybe handball against Defoe on that occasion. Aguiar's ball through, looking there for the run of Matthäus, but nothing doing. Hreiderson confirmed as being replaced by Nadir Belhaj. Belhaj, who was one of the few bright points in Lens this season last week, joined from Lyon in the transfer window in January and did really well at left back for them as they tried in vain to escape relegation in France. Here's Wazon Renteria, a second goal for Braga. Lovely turn, lovely finish. It is a perfect start to the second half of Braga. They began the first half with a goal, and the second half follows suit. Renteria with his first goal for the club, and Braga now with a 2-goal cushion. And as with the first goal, Jorge Jesus shows no emotion on the bench, but Renteria does, and he's made it 2 for Braga. They found their way through Pompey here. It was incisive from the Portuguese team. Mayong's dummy and Renteria's swivel and spin, and a second goal past David James. Braga 2, Pompey 0. A lovely goal and a really top-class finish, and Pompey's job just got a whole lot harder. Renteria's first Braga goal might just be the goal which books 3 points on match day 1 of Group E of the UEFA Cup. Wazon Renteria, the man who was most deadly. He was in mean form for Strasbourg in France last season. Wazon Renteria, and it was a fine finish. With FC Porto for a season. Sean Davis for Diop, can probably respond. They came back from 2 behind, by the way, to Guimarães in the last round. Here's Evaldo. Of course, there'll be no extra time tonight. It was a straight knockout game in Guimarães a fortnight or so ago. Here's Alan. Renteria's turn. It's Renteria again. It's Campbell's block this time. Here's Aguiar, he got the first goal. Matthäus, Evaldo. It's Evaldo, the left back here for Braga. Onto Vandinho. Aguiar's ball in towards Renteria again, and Pompey are not doing too well at the start of this second half. They are being pushed further and further back, and Redknapp's men here are 2 behind suddenly. Job on for Redknapp and Jordan and Co on the Pompey bench for sure. Matthäus with the throw. Evaldo's in there. There's Aguiar, and he is fouled. Noé Pamaro. Portsmouth have made 2 of their 3 allowed changes. They lost Glenn Little in the first half to injury, and Gunnar Tucker came on, and they've replaced Herman Hreiderson with Nadir Belhaj. They have a free kick here, though. Moises, the guilty man, the big Brazilian defender. Moises was loaned to Boa Vista from Flamengo last season. Now he's joined the Portuguese team, Braga, on a full-time deal as Alan clears away. This is Distan for Campbell. Campbell took a risk but gets away with it. Now it's Noé Pamaro for Crouch. Vandinho. Busy player Vandinho for Braga. Onto Aguiar. Just too strong for Mattheus on that left-hand side for Braga. Taka and co having a real difficult night in Portugal. Yeah, scouts said that Braga were a better team than Vitória Guimarães, and it has proved that way so far. Look, a very useful team to Jorge Jesus' men. A far cry from their league form. They've had a really poor start in the Superliga in Portugal. On the back of 3 really good years, 4th, 4th and 7th, the last 3 finishes for Braga. But this team are doing a really good job so far tonight. Only 4 home defeats ever in European competition for Braga. It is a tough place to come, this. Here's Crouch, Traoré, Belage, Crouch, Belage. Left back who loves to get forward, Nadir Belage. That's his way. Here he is. Belage through for Jermaine Defoe for Traoré. His cross for Crouch. There's Diop. Rodriguez for Braga though. Aguiar. Evaldo wide left. Evaldo's cross just played away by Sylvain Distin, and Pompey now can look to launch a counter raid through John Utaka. Sean Davis. Armand Traoré. Need a goal soon, Pompey, to mount a fight back. It's Traoré still for them. Away from Fresho. Traoré's cross, and after his nervy start, Eduardo's done really well so far. Eduardo was the star man for Vitória Setúbal in the League Cup final last season in Portugal. Saved 3 penalties in the shootout in the final against Sporting Lisbon and was man of the match. Moved to Braga this summer. Famous night so far for the home team. They've never beaten an English team in 6 previous attempts. Alan fouled here by Belage. It's the 3rd year in a row that Braga have faced Premier League opposition in the UEFA Cup. They faced Spurs in the last 16 2 years ago, and Bolton Wanderers in the group stage last season. A 1-1 draw at the Reebok Stadium exactly a year ago. Refereed by the same man tonight as is in charge, Darko Šeferin of Slovenia, who's shown 2 yellow cards so far, both for Pompey men. Diop and Peter Crouch in the notebook. Here's Evaldo. Mayong. Evaldo. He goes down, referee says nothing doing, play on. That's a loose pass, comes to Vandinho. Now Rodriguez. Aguiar. Moises. Fresho. There's Aguiar. Aguiar scored twice, by the way, in the last round against Archimedes with a 2-0 away win in the second leg after a 4-0 win here. Alan has gone down. Belage with the challenge. Card here for Renteria for dissent from the referee. First Braga caution goes to the man who got the second goal, Wason Renteria. This was the foul by Belage. And on the back of Alan, which sent Alan toppling over. And the card was shown to Renteria there for asking for the yellow card for Belage. Taken short here. It's Alan. Aguiar given away, and now away will come Armand Traoré for Portsmouth. Can he get the ball in play? Yes, he can. Traoré still. If they can find 1 goal, Portsmouth, then you never know. They gave them 2 down against Guimarães in the last round. They have had some big defeats this season, though. They have lost twice, 4-0 to Chelsea, once in the Premier League and once in the Carling Cup, and 6-0 to Manchester City away from home this season. They were so defensively tight last year. This is Alberto Rodriguez, former Sporting Cristal player in Peru. Vandinho. Alan. Mayong ahead of him. Aguiar square. This is Wazon Renteria. Held up by Belage. Renteria twists and turns. Does really well, the Colombian. Onto Aguiar. He tries to bend, but it was ambitious, audacious, and on this occasion wayward from Luis Aguiar. But having seen his free kick, he can strike a decent ball, can't he? Not that time though. Aguiar. Former Academica player, helped them to a famous away win last season against Benfica in a 3-0 win in the Estadio da Luz. Moises, big Brazilian defender. Their defence has stood really firm so far tonight. Braga up against two England internationals in Crouch and Defoe, of course. Redknapp said he'd love to see David Beckham producing crosses for Crouch and Defoe. So I guess watch this space. Davis. Given away, and here come Braga again. Mateus. Mateus for Aguiar. Sean Davis. This is Utaka. Since coming on, hasn't done an awful lot for Pompey, the Nigerian. Only 2 starts this season. He has been out of favour. This is Traore. Lovely run from Traore, but he's stopped by a good challenge from Mayong. And now Alan will look to get Braga going again. Mayong in the middle is Renteria. Sol Campbell was the last line of Pompey defence to stop Mayong getting the ball through there to his strike partner. This was a good run, and Mayong, the striker there, does a fine defender's job to stop the young Frenchman. Braga 2, Pompey 0. It's a Nuno Freixo throw here for the Portuguese team. Long throw as well towards Mateus. Away will come Pompey through Pamaro. Here's Defoe. Moises with him. It's a free kick for Portsmouth in a good position. Defoe wants the advantage, which isn't going to come from Darko Sheffirin. Well, 2 down, need a goal from somewhere to get them going again here, Portsmouth. It's not been a good display from them thus far, that's the bottom line. It's their second ever European away day, of course, both in Portugal. By a twist of fate, by a twist of the UEFA draw. Belage is over this free kick. In by Sean Davis, here for Peter Crouch. Back across goal, keeper struggling here. And there's a whistle. And there's a free kick for Eduardo. In by Davis, Crouch rose now. Eduardo in the first half is struggling. And it's no Pompey player near him. I guess does Diop found the defender? He doesn't find the goalkeeper. It comes up from Moises and goes in, but it is whistled for a free kick. Maybe a tough call against Diop there, because for me there was no foul on Eduardo. Here's Diop again. Off his footing though, it's Mayong for Braga. In the middle is Renteria. Mayong for Renteria. Defoe. Crouch. Aland as well for Braga though. Vandinho, he's the holding man, he just sits in front of that Braga back 4 and breaks up the attack before they get going for Portsmouth, really. This is John Utaka. Defoe. Crouch. Davis here. Davis has one European goal. It came some 6 years ago for Fulham in the Intertoto Cup against Sochaux of France. Here is Davis again for Nadir Belhaj. Overlapping is Traore. Belhaj then is pulled back. It's a Pompey free kick in a good position. Fresho, when they gave it away. Here's Defoe. They're forced a corner. Mayong and Defoe go nose to nose here suddenly. Defoe's got 6 goals in the league this season so far. He's a goal kick only. 7-12 in the UEFA Cup. He has a good record. He was prolific for Spurs in this competition. Here comes Carnu going on for Traore. The man who scored the winning goal in the cup final against Cardiff back in May. Also got the winner in their semi-final against West Bromwich Albion at Wembley as well. Carnu, winner of the Champions League with Ajax as a teenager some 13 years ago now. In Vienna, that final. Crouch. Belhaj. Defoe. Crouch. Good move here, it's Nadir Belhaj. His cross swirled in, it's too long for Crouch and for Carnu as well. It was a good situation, suddenly fizzles out for Portsmouth. Belhaj got a big assist for Jermaine Defoe's goal in the home leg against Guimarães at Fratton Park. Renteria will chase this one. This is Sylvain Distin. Can he get Portsmouth moving? Distin looking for a run of Belhaj. He hadn't really read the intention. Nuno Fresho here. He won the league in Portugal 7 years ago with Boa Vista. They're now in the second division, that famous club. It was a surprise title win for Boa Vista in 2001. Often teams outside the big three, Sporting, Benfica and Porto, win the title in Portugal. That's Diop for Portsmouth. Now it's with Noé Pamaro. Pamaro's pass. Davis for Crouch. Rather snatched at what was a half-decent chance there for Peter Crouch. 4 goals in all competitions this season for his new club, Pompey. His second goal in Portsmouth. He had a year with the club before his move to Aston Villa. For use, I think the play getting off here, and Cesar Peixoto coming on. Peixoto did start their last league game against Guimarães. Aziz comes off. It's a like-for-like change. Peixoto is a left back or a left midfielder. From a Portman under Jose Mourinho. He has a famous ex-wife and a famous girlfriend now as well. He is a glamour boy in Portugal, Cesar Peixoto. Some feel his celeb lifestyle has taken his eye off the ball in his career, really. Did have lots of potential with Porto, but hasn't really kicked on from there. Camaro's throw here for Pompey, and for Papabou Diop. This is Evaldo. Renteria for Alan. Alan's pass, Renteria's pace here. What's become Sylvain Distin, and Renteria puts good pressure in there. He's had a really hard working night, Wazon Renteria, who got the second Braga goal. He's still working now. Look at the chasing to close down Sol Campbell. Alan. Game handball, Portsmouth, but referee saw nothing wrong. Skipper Nuno Fresher. 17 caps, but none for 5 years. Not in the plans of Carlos Queiroz, the current Portuguese coach. Fresho's throw. Either way by Sylvain Distin for Pompey. His second season since leaving Manchester City. To score for Portsmouth, they could do with a goal now from Sylvain Distin or from anybody. The third goal you sent would just about kill the game off for Sporting Braga. That's the whiff of a foul throw, and it is a foul throw, I think. Go through the group stage of this UEFA Cup last season, unbeaten Braga against the likes of Bolton and Bayern Munich. Distin's free kick. Crouch will be the likely target here. It is Crouch. He's headed down towards Utaka. This is Cesar Peixoto. Albert Mayong needs to turn away from Distin, and it'll come into Alan on this near side. So red and white shirts forward here. Alan again. Cesar Peixoto. And he's caught by Sean Davis. It was the meat in a sandwich there. Peixoto, Davis and Belage, the two players who were with him. Let's have a good left foot, Cesar Peixoto. The two converged on him, and it was Davis who stopped him unfairly. As I say, a third goal for Braga would surely equate to 3 points on match day one. Peixoto and Alan, the two over this ball. Renteria and Mayong in the mix. Also Fresho forward. It's in by Cesar Peixoto, and David James able to gather. David James kept goal for England in their 5-1 win over Kazakhstan, and also winning his 43rd cap. This is Luis Aguiar. This is Cesar Peixoto. Davis for Kanu. Diop. Utaka. To stake a claim for a starting place. Utaka. Here by Faldo. Check out and check back, and a crossing chance here, which is in towards Crouch. There is Crouch, but the whistle's gone for offside. Not for the first time against the Pompey front runners tonight. Defoe, I think, was the guilty man this time. Crouch maybe also offside in that line of 3 blue shirts. Yep, one of those nights for Pompey so far. Haven't got going at all. The first whistle. Yeah, 3 in a line offside, take your pick. Eduardo, the goalkeeper, is on the fringe of the national team. He has been second choice to Benfica's Keem under Carlos Queiroz so far. Yet to win a cap though. Here's Diop. Belage in space here, but the ball has to him, and zip and zing, and beats the Algerian. Saddam, 25 years now as a manager, since he began with AFC Bournemouth. Had a famous cup win over Manchester United with Bournemouth back in, was it 83? George Jesus. And Albert Mayong in collision here for the two teams as Fresher restarts things for Mayong here. Impressed with the work rate of Mayong and Wison Renteria for Braga. The two front runners have not stopped all night. Aubameyang's hard work will go unnoticed because he hasn't got on the score sheet just yet. Campbell, Crouch. Now Belage, again the ball has too much on it, again it beats Belage, and again Pompey frustration. Was tipped to be the new Benfica coach before he got the Braga job, Jorge Jesus. Hasn't managed one of the big three in Portugal. Rivaldo for Cesar Peixoto here. Luis Aguiar. Fresher, it comes to Alan instead. Renteria comes short, Mayong is further on. It's Alan for Wazon Renteria. What about Distan? Comes out to Aguiar. Andinho is square. This is Rivaldo for Braga, who do keep the ball well. They look a very tidy side in possession. Is Vandinho for them now for Nuno Fresher. Aguiar again, he's wide this one. Good question from Sol Campbell to put him off, but it was all too easy there as the chance came for Luis Aguiar. Again, they just carved away through it. It was good skill from Aguiar to make the chance, but again, it all appeared to be too easy for Braga to pick a way through. 3-0 there, and that would have been game over. Sol Campbell. Here's Kanu. Kanu for Crouch. For Papa Bouba Diop, who will take it on, but it's wild and wayward and well off the mark from Papa Bouba Diop. He's not a regular scorer for Pompey, never has been for any of these clubs. Lens or Fulham before. Come on, says Harry Redknapp, and he needs to get going here somehow, Pompey. It's John Utaka, Rivaldo, and here's Pamaro. In for Kanu. Neat touch from Kanu, wouldn't quite run through Utaka though, and unable to clear, but Kanu's deftness of touch nearly had the chance there for Pompey. One or two better signs in the last 5 or so for Portsmouth. There'll be no Pamaro throw in for Kanu. It's away by the head of Peixoto. It's the home fans who are jumping. Not many of them. It's a relatively thin crowd inside the Estadio Municipal. Utaka, can he cross? Yes, he can. It's gone behind though. It will be a corner. It's a short corner this time for Portsmouth. It's going to come out to Utaka. He's gone down. It's a free kick as well. Cesar Peixoto, the man guilty of the foul. Well, there's time for Pompey for sure. We've had almost 29 second half minutes. Utaka here caught by Cesar Peixoto. And we're going to see another late Portsmouth European fight back, as in Guimarães in the first round. Need a goal from somewhere. Belage, the man over the ball, does have a great left foot, Nadir Belage. His ball in towards Crouch, and Kanu's in there, and so too is Diop. Half away, here's Davis. Now the break is on there for Braga. Suddenly 3-on-3. Peixoto down. Yellow card, Noé Pamaro. Peixoto injured. Pamaro in the book of the referee for the challenge. Eduardo's hurt too, the goalkeeper, under the high ball and challenge from, I think, Papa Bouba Diop. Yellow for Pamaro confirmed. Third Pompey man to be cautioned tonight, joining Diop and Crouch in the notebook. This was the challenge. It was Belage first of all, and then Pamaro comes in, and yeah, the studs are showing again. sure it was quite worth the theatrics of Cesar Peixoto, though. Eduardo hurt. We'll see how it was in by Belage, and Diop is the man nearest to the goalkeeper, and yeah, there is a collision. Though the cynic would say that Eduardo went down rather late in order to eat away at that clock. There is a collision, no complaints about that. It's the delayed reaction going down from Eduardo. As I say, he's on the fringe of the Portuguese national team. He was on the bench for their recent World Cup qualifiers under Carlos Queiroz. Not a good start, Portugal, to World Cup qualifying. There is pressure on Queiroz. He replaced, of course, Luis Felipe Scolari in the summer after the Euros. That was the Pamero challenge, which doesn't look too pretty on Cesar Peixoto, does it? He's off the deck. Braga's position in the league is 12th of 16 clubs at the moment. Is a slow start, early days of course, yet 5 games played in Portugal, that's all. Now in the next round of the Cup, safely 2 after that win at the weekend. Here's Renteria offside. Wag of the finger at the assistant. On a yellow card too, was on Renteria, has to be careful. Peixoto still limping on this touchline. Braga 2, Portsmouth 0. Inside the last 13 minutes of the game. Aguiar away. Diop. Belage. Crouch. Peixoto now can come back on. Here's Belage. And then there's a challenge by Belage, which has caught Vandinho. Another card here, yellow for Nadir Belage. 5 yellows in total, 4 for people in blue. Vandinho caught by what was a fairly nasty-looking scissors tackle from the Algerian. Certainly worth a yellow card, and Jorge Jesus, the coach, furious on the touchline. Redknapp says dive, but I think on that occasion it was a clear and proper yellow card. Peixoto, Fresher, Belage there again, another foul from Fresher from Belage. Having had a yellow seconds ago, needs to simmer down a little for Pompey. Fresher caught here by Belage, who, having been booked a matter of seconds earlier, maybe showing a little impetuosity. Braga have 4 in the middle here. It's a whipped-in free kick, which is too long for Fresher. Heading towards the final 10 minutes of the game. And Braga heading towards a win on opening night in Group E of this UEFA Cup this season. And beaten the group stage a year ago. Back-to-back qualifications for the knockout phase of the UEFA Cup as well. They are becoming old hands at this competition now, Braga. It's just their 11th ever UEFA campaign, though, in UEFA competitions. Moises gave that free kick away. Here's Utaka for Portsmouth. Held up by Peixoto. Utaka's cross, Peixoto's block, and here's Luis Aguiar. Kanu. Trademark control, and Moises with a slice behind for a corner. And no real pressure, Moises there, but he has given away that corner for Pompey. And with the height they have in the likes of Crouch and Diop and Distan and Campbell, You never know. Here's John Utaka. Paul. From a Rennes player, joined for £7 million ahead of last season. John Utaka. He took Rennes to the Champions League the year before he joined Portsmouth. Mayong here for Renteria. 10 to go. Braga 10 minutes from what would be a first ever win over English opposition. Spurs and West Brom have won here. This is Jermaine Defoe for Nadir Belhaj. Hint of handball against Jermaine Defoe. Moises certainly felt so. This time with a long throw here for Portsmouth, looking to find something in this game later on. Helped on by Moises, here for Defoe. Defoe is still there. Can he turn Defoe? He's still in the mix. Turned away and behind for a corner. Good long throw from Distan, helped on its way. And Moises the defender, and Defoe was held up by Ivaldo. Eduardo with fingertips. It may have gone wide anyway, but the goalkeeper had to make doubly sure. Corner sent in long. Rodriguez, good header away, and Belhaj will chase it down for Portsmouth. Belhaj does really well. Nadir Belhaj in for Kanu, back across goal. Kanu though is offside. No complaints, he was offside. In a league game this season with Portsmouth. We're going to see Stelvio coming on for Braga. One half of league action this season for Stelvio, the man coming on for his hometown club. Second season in the first team, comes on for Renteria, whose goal would have sealed the victory for Braga tonight. Stelvio Cruz, homegrown player, born and bred in Braga. Crouch, Kanu, Belhaj, whipped in cross, too long again though. Utaka will try and retrieve and keep the ball alive here for Portsmouth, does just that. Utaka, low ball in, blocked away. Braga, who have defended well against the likes of Crouch and Defoe. The two do pose different threats, and Braga's defence has been really on their guard to keep a close eye on both Crouch and Defoe tonight. Only a couple of saves in the first half for Eduardo, and one in the second half, both from Defoe in the first and in the second as well, the chance which turned away. Said that Braga and Guimarães, the two teams who Pompey played this season, are very much the equivalent of Pompey and Southampton in England. Two near neighbours, both have a heated local rivalry. Guimarães did lend their training ground to Portsmouth this week. Maybe a Sean Davis free kick here. Lofted in high towards Peter Crouch. Stelvio away. Camera. Flag is up, offside called here. Wouldn't have counted against Jermaine Defoe. It's been a tight line kept by Braga at the back, and there you see 1, 2, 3, 4 blue shirts offside. Sol Campbell boxed in here. Good David James, who, in the goals, has not really had a save to make. Braga with clinical finishing. When the chances came, they took them. Cesar Peixoto on for Albert Mayong here. He has run so tirelessly and selflessly all night, the Cameroonian. Mayong for Alan. Peixoto, Alan again. It's been a good team display by Braga. Here comes Belage though for Portsmouth. They're going to make another change, the Portuguese team. I think it's going to be Paulo Cesar coming on, the Brazilian striker. Not their night tonight, Portsmouth. Frustrating. Paulo Cesar, one of only 2 players to score league goals for Braga this season. He and Zema Young, the only 2 who've scored in the Superliga this campaign. 3 league goals in their 5 matches so far this season. Haven't won since the opening day of the season. Renteria got the 2nd goal tonight. This was the Renteria goal at the beginning of the 2nd half. It really did kill off Portsmouth in this contest. There's the dance, the Rick-Rack dance, which he's famous for. So Bandinho off and Paulo Cesar on. Long-serving Bandinho off and Paulo Cesar comes on. Went down from the top league with Leiria last season, relegated with them. Made the move to Braga this summer. Taken short here to Alan by Fresho. Paulo Cesar. It's Paulo Cesar, the new man, his pull back. Oh, it's off the post and Alan, 3-0! That is game over, no question now. Alan with the goal, and Braga have made sure, certain now, of 3 points. Defeat for Pompey in Portugal. It is a 3-0 scoreline now. Alan on the mark. There is no way back now for Pompey. 3-0 with 3 minutes left to play. Cesar, who's just come on. Burst of pace, pull back here. Off Sean Davis, off the post. Alan with the tap in. Makes it Braga 3, Portsmouth 0. Defensive mix-up and a clinical finish. That does seal the win and seal the goal. Braga's night for sure. Alan with the 3rd goal for them. It has been in the end convincing for Braga. Belage. That's one of the ways. AC Milan. Park on November the 6th. And by Belage, and there's another offside here. These teams' next games are against AC Milan. The next on November the 6th away at the San Siro and Pompey at the Park on the 7th of November. Eduardo clears. There's Albert Mayong and Alan. This is Luis Aguiar, and it's a square ball which finds Cesar Peixoto for Braga. Evaldo overlapping. Utaka. Not sure 3-0 really tells the story. Pompey haven't been 3 goals worse than Braga, but this finishing has been clinical. That's been the difference, really. There have been some good saves by Eduardo from Defoe on 3 occasions. There's Utaka. For Papa Bouba Diop, for Kanu. There's the cross, Diop's in the middle, it comes off the head of Moises for Braga. Now Alan. To Albert Mayong, who's worked so hard for the Braga cause and takes him and beats Distan. And here now is Aguiar. With him here is Cesar Peixoto. Peixoto! Lovely drive. Rising all the time though from Cesar Peixoto here. Good work from Albert Mayong, but good contender, the man of the match for Braga. And the drive in the end was over David James's crossbar. Alan had 1 minute of added time. Luis Aguiar. Alan reached in low and for consolation now here comes Nadir Belage for Portsmouth. Support here from Sylvain Distan. Distan's cross for Crouch. Comes off Rodriguez. For Eduardo. Jorge Jesus. And they record a much-needed win here. He's on after their slow league start. 5 in the Superliga this season. Distan's header towards Jermaine Defoe. All the way. Campbell, Crouch, Davis, Belage. Angled in. Rodriguez has to stoop to head away. It's Stelvio and Paulo Cesar. Crouch does well. Belage. Controls. We just want the full-time whistle, you sense now. They've been, in terms of the scoreline, well beaten. This is Cesar Peixoto, robbed by Papakuba Diop. Diop. Utaka. Utaka! High, up, over. And his night in a nutshell. Shaking heads and the celebration. It will be Braga's first win over English opposition. Away draw with Bolton in the group stage last season, defeat the Spurs the year before. It's going to be a win though for Jorge Jesus and his Braga team, who have been clinical in front of goal, so that's been a difference for sure. We've had now 3 minutes of additional time. With long to play now, surely. Away by David James. Towards Crouch, his flick on towards Kanu. In there by Sean Davis. There's Kanu again. Rodriguez able to clear for Braga. That Braga back line has been really impressive. Moises and Rodriguez have done so well. Here's Cesar Peixoto. Stopped by Pamara. Braga now, the whistle can't be too far away now to signal a famous win for them. Here's Alberto Rodriguez, the Peruvian, to Eduardo, his goalkeeper. And there from Darko Ceferin is the full-time whistle. And Braga have begun Group E of this UEFA Cup this season with a fine win over Portsmouth, their first ever win against English opposition. It's been emphatic 3-0. Luis Aguiar, an early free kick got them going, and Wazon Renteria just after half-time. And late on, Alan with a third goal. Sean Pompey's first away game in Group E ends in defeat. Crouch and Co couldn't find a way through. Jermaine Defoe had Portsmouth's best openings, but Braga stood firm defensively. Jorge Jesus and Braga record a win on match day 1. The full-time score then from the Estadio Municipal in Braga is Braga 3, Portsmouth 0.